What is going on, World Tournament Grinders? Welcome in. We have got another good one today. So I am going to be jumping in, talking about very briefly here, we're going to be talking about all of the new World Tournament details. But if you have seen the thumbnail of this video, I'm sure that the main focus point for me making this video is already spoiled for you. But we will get into that in a little bit. First, I just did want to go over all of the new information because we've got a very different setup coming to Global for this World Tournament. I'm sure most people have already watched the 1,000 other videos out there that explain this stuff, so I'm going to make it quick. But so basically, we are getting EZAs now, and the first World Tournament LR Piccolo is getting his EZA, as well as the first 3 World Tournament SSRs are going to be getting EZAs as well, and then a singular unit from the Dragon Ball Saga Summon banner is getting an EZA on top of that. So yeah, 4 units EZA here, and then the Piccolo as a 5th. So yeah, I guess really quick to mention, like, how many of these medals you need to collect and stuff like that, and where you'd need to place. We'll go through that information first. Let's see, I guess the way I can make this quickest... Okay, so, observe here that you need 15, 40, 30, 30 of the medals in order to awaken one character. So we'll keep that in mind as we're glancing through here. So if we come down here to the 400,000th place, you will have enough medals to EZA one character as long as you score within 400,000, which is super easy to do. If you get all of the missions done, you know, and get your 20-something million points or 30 million points, whatever it is, for getting all the missions, then you will have enough to awaken, or to EZA one of these characters at least, right? Then if we keep heading up, we basically need to see where the medals increase, which is right here at 100,000. So if you manage to get 100,000th place, then you'll be able to Extreme Z awaken 2 of these characters. You cannot get 3 of the characters until all the way up here at top 2,000. So this is actually what I'm going to be shooting for this time, is top 2,000 to be able to get 3 of the characters awakened. I'm sure I'll get top 2,000 easily. I usually, you know, go for like top 100 or so at least, because I really like getting all the potential orbs. And obviously, you don't get those until, what is it, top 1,000, I believe. Yeah, top 1,000 is the lowest that you get potential orbs here. But as you can see, it's still the same medals all the way up until top 10 here. You have to get top 10 in order to be able to have enough medals to Extreme Z awaken all the characters. I have only ever gotten top 20, or, okay, 21st place is what I scored in the last World Tournament, and that's the highest I've ever gotten. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get top 10. Obviously, that would be awesome, but... yeah, we'll see about that. Probably not. So yeah, I think maybe in the top 20s or top 30s, something. Definitely top 50, I think, is where I'm expecting to place. So yeah, we'll see where that happens for me. Okay, and then if you notice, if we go back here, the Piccolo actually awakens with a different medal. So how do you get these medals? Well, you earn them by getting these Hercule signature you know, items that you can redeem for medals in the Baba Shop once the World Tournament is over. So, you'll get your biggest chunk of them from the local rankings right here. So if you notice, 1st through 3rd place will give you 90 of these, and then 4th through 10th gives you 70, and then 60 and below beyond that. So I will say outright, if you do want to have enough medals to Extreme Z awaken the World Tournament Piccolo in the first World Tournament that he's available, then you have to get top 10. You need at least 70 of these signatures in order to earn enough of them, because these paired with everything that you can earn in the, what is it? Yeah, like these, the extra missions, there's like a few here and there that you can earn in all these extra mission spots, right? I believe once you finish all the extra missions, you get this pack of 20 up here. Yeah. So... And then there's a few extra missions here. Ignore these 8th anniversary coins. This is just because we're looking at the JP World Tournament. The info for the global one isn't up on the website yet. But obviously those are just from the 8th anniversary. So we won't be getting this portion of the rewards, but everything else should be exactly the same here, which includes 3 of these signatures per day. You do have to do these daily things every single day if you're going to place in the top 10 local and only get 70 of these signatures. You will have to do all of those dailies on top of all of the other missions in order to have enough of these Dayton signatures to buy the Piccolo. And then if you want to be a little more lax with the missions, then just make sure you get top 3 local and you should be fine. You should be absolutely good to go there. I guess, where was the... Sorry, getting a little unorganized here. I had another page up that was going to help us out with something. Okay, I guess we'll come back to it if I find it. But yeah, so that is pretty much everything to know about the new medals sum up and where you need to place. We'll be taking a look at oh, actually, I can show this. Yeah. I have another tab here. Bear with me for a moment. This is what I wanted to show. So, yeah, the World Tournament Piccolo takes 45 medals to awaken here. And then, oh, no, this isn't what I wanted to show. This is what I wanted to show. So, this is the new shop that's going to be having these Hercule Satan signatures in here. So, as you notice, you can buy the Piccolo medals here. This is the only place to obtain these Piccolo medals. So, this is definitely the highest, prestige item in here. And then you can also buy additional medals for the, the generic EZAs. I wouldn't recommend doing that on this first World Tournament. I would say probably go for the Piccolo first. And then whatever extra you have. You won't have enough to get an entire Piccolo and then an entire another unit to EZA. You just won't get enough of these signatures. But starting at like the next World Tournament, because it's still going to be Piccolo for the next few World Tournaments. So if you get him EZA'd on the first World Tournament, then for the next few after that, you can just spend all of these signatures on the extra EZA characters, and you should be able to get caught up and get all of the characters EZA'd. I think is how it's going to go. We'll see. But definitely don't buy any of the stuff at the bottom. This stuff is way too easy to obtain. And it would be a big waste of this valuable resource. But yeah, so you can see here, everything costs 1 Satan signature, except for the Piccolo medals costs 3. So in order to get enough of these, 3 times 45 of the medals is 135. So you do need 135 of the Satan signatures. And that was how we were able to calculate out everything that I just told you. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you as far as preparing for how intensely you need to grind in the World Tournament. I found this convenient little chart here. There's been a lot more stuff popping up like this throughout Dokkan over the past few months, which I really, really appreciate all of these community members that are going out of their way to dig up this information and keep track of this information. So yeah, big shout outs to Mikasa on Twitter here for for shouting out. Well, I guess this is Ezen that actually created this, I believe, but maybe it was a collab. I believe it said down here at the bottom of the picture. Sorry, I just want to make sure I am properly crediting people. So yeah, these 2 users down here at the bottom, thank you so much for putting this together. So what we're actually looking at here is a recording of a lot of the previous World Tournaments and the scores that people have gotten in those World Tournaments, so that you know up front how high you're going to need to intend to score if you want to gain a certain place in the World Tournament, if that makes sense. So, this is something that I have struggled with heavily over the past few World Tournaments when I've started to go really, really hard in them. I haven't known the exact score that I need to obtain by the end of the World Tournament to get that place. This is what's going to show us that. So, if we can see here, it's showing the 34th World Tournament, 35th, so 36th, and so on. And then it's showing the person who placed first, and 5th, and 10th, and 20th, and so on, right? And then in all these big numbers is showing us the exact amount of points that they grinded up during the World Tournament. So if we take a look at the 34th World Tournament, the person that placed first got 620 million points. So there's a few trends to keep track of here. As far as, moving throughout the World Tournaments, because as you can see, these numbers do fluctuate up and down a little bit. Obviously, that is going to depend on down here when you look at whatever cards were released during that World Tournament. So obviously, this World Tournament right here, World Tournament 38, was probably one of the biggest ones of all time. As we can see, the first place person got 800 million points, which is substantially more than basically every other World Tournament, until we got to 43. So the reason for that being, it was the first tournament that we had a new World Tournament LR with the Mercenary Tau here. So obviously people are going to try and grind really, really hard to get that first place in local, to get 2 copies of him, so that you can get him rainbowed as quickly as you can. And then also this Youth Gohan here was like the best World Tournament card that's ever been released. So people really, really wanted to rainbow him. So obviously the scores in this tournament will be very, very high. So this is a good World Tournament to look at as far as if we think it's going to be a really hype World Tournament. Similarly to the one that's happening now, because there's all these new EZA characters, it is going to be one of the most competitive World Tournaments. I can guarantee you that. So if you're going to use this chart to try and guesstimate where you need to land, I would say you definitely want to look at the 38th World Tournament, because that is a good example of a high competitive one, and then also the 43rd World Tournament, because this was the first World Tournament where we had the Jackie Chun, so this was another very, very competitive one. So for me, if I am looking at getting like let's say top 20, I'm going to need to be looking at getting a solid, 450 million, maybe 500 million points, if I want to rank that high. And then if you are intending on being one of those top 10 folk that, are absolutely able to destroy and get all of those easy A characters done in one World Tournament, which, good luck to you. You're going to need close to 600k points in order to ensure that for yourself, it looks like. So, yeah, very, very good stuff. I'm going to be hanging on to this spreadsheet. This is a very, very nice resource to be able to have. So much nicer than just having to guesstimate and look at your position when you go to bed and then wake up, 5-6 hours later and notice where your position is at and just kind of guesstimate how long it's going to take you to get back to the spot you're in. This makes it so much easier. Now you just have, from moment one of the World Tournament, you have a goal. You have a finite goal of how many points you're going to need to be able to, achieve. And it is kind of settling that these points do stay kind of stagnant throughout multiple World Tournaments, as you can see here, right? There isn't that huge of a discrepancy between these places. So it is pretty accurate. We can mostly, take a look at the averages here on the right, which I actually just noticed, so that you can see, the averages of all the World Tournaments to give you an idea. But like I said, this is going to be a very, very competitive World Tournament, so I would definitely recommend looking at the higher, the higher pointed ones here. Okay, so that is everything as far as, all of the placement knowledge that you need. Now you should have all of the information you need to go as ham as you want in this next World Tournament. So good luck to all of you that intend to grind heavily. Now, let's switch back to me complaining about things. How about that? Sound good? Okay. So, we're going to jump back over here. So, we'll go to the World Tournament guide here. So now there's a few things that we need to take a look at. So one thing, if you've watched my previous World Tournament videos in the past, where I've talked about, the upcoming World Tournament and speculated about what the banners are going to look like and things like that, I figured it all out because there was a very, very finite system that they had in place for what they were doing with these banners. And I'm briefly going to go over that again to explain why I'm so heartbroken at the moment. So, the focus is on this guy. This is the best World Tournament card that they've ever added. This is one of the only World Tournaments in Global Dokkan history that I did not compete in. I wasn't playing Dokkan Battle at the time that this World Tournament released, so I do not have this card. The art is so sick. The card is really good. When he eventually awakens in Extreme Z Awakens, he's going to be amazing. I really, really want this guy. He is like one of the only World Tournament units to this day that is still like usable in battle. Like this damage reduction is so awesome. He's such a good support unit. But yeah, so I really, really want this guy, and I was counting down the days in the World Tournament to where I'd be able to get him. So if we take a look at this, I pulled up some of the previous World Tournament banners. So 3 World Tournaments ago, let me get my JP and global thing. So the global one is on the right here. Okay, so 3 World Tournaments ago, where were we at here? I lost my spot. Where's that guy? I just saw him. Wait. Why am I... Oh, here. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, on the 34th World Tournament this guy released. Okay. And then he returned, 3 World Tournaments ago. So, on what? World Tournament, I guess... It was either 40 or 41. Let's see. On one of those two... Oh, it doesn't actually tell me the number here. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter the number, right? So, on this World Tournament, he returned on this banner. This was when he got his Awakening. So any units that get their Awakening, they do return on, on the banner, and then they end up featured on that time. Do I have this right? Let me see, because we had, so we had this guy, and then we had, the AGL Gohan, and then we had the, the Tech Kid Goku. So all of those were happening in order. And if we take a look at this list here, we have the Trunks, we have the Kid Gohan, and then we have the Kid Goku, which meant that on this World Tournament, this Kid Vegeta was slated to come back and have his awakening on the banner. But because of the EZAs coming in and disrupting this whole system, that didn't happen. Which meant, so what I was anticipating was on this World Tournament, we were going to have Kid Vegeta featured on the banner and he was going to get his awakening. And then on the next World Tournament, we were going to get this guy. Finally, I was going to be able to obtain him, and he was going to be featured on the World Tournament banner, which I've been saving up my tickets from that banner for the last like 4 or 5 World Tournaments because I've wanted to make sure I can rainbow him whenever he came back featured and got his awakening. Now we have no idea when that's going to happen because this Kid Vegeta just disappeared into thin air on JP. He didn't end up coming back and being featured on their banner. You know, and then you know, the Kid Gohan on the World Tournament that they just had. That didn't end up happening, so I have no idea when this guy is going to be available for me, which is super, super sad news. So, really quick, since things did change up, that does, you know, that posed bad news for that Gohan, which is a horrible thing, but it posed good news for a couple other reasons. So, one thing to keep track of is, so let me first start by saying the only 3 World Tournament units I'm missing are that, the Tech Youth Gohan, this Int Future Gohan, and then I am also missing the Int Super Saiyan Bardock here. Those are the only 3 World Tournament units that I'm missing from the World Tournament banner. So, exciting stuff, because they're EZAing 3 of these units at a time. The first tournament is going to EZA this guy, and this guy. Obviously, we're skipping past all these SRs, they don't count. But the first 3 SSRs are awakening in this World Tournament. Then we just saw in the JP World Tournament that just finished, we had the Teen Gohan, the Kaioken Goku, and the Super Saiyan Goku. These 3 awakened. So then on the following World Tournament, it's going to be Beerus, this GT Goku, and then the GT Vegeta. And then in the World Tournament after that, we're going to be getting the EZA finally for Bardock here, in the Turles, Boo, and Bardock triplet here. So that will be very, very nice. So it's going to be another 3-4 World Tournaments or so, and then I'm guaranteed going to be able to get a copy of this guy because I'll be able to earn him from the World Tournament missions. So we're not too far off from me being able to guaranteed get this guy, which is exciting because other than that, he's just buried deep, deep in the unfeatured pool on that World Tournament banner. So it'd be basically impossible for me to get him between now and then. Who knows, maybe I could get lucky, but I'm probably still not going to use any of my World Tournament tickets, especially because they're going to be giving us free copies of all of the units that end up featured on there in the missions, right? So that guy is coming to my account sometime in the next year, probably. So that's good news. And then if we go ahead and take a look at the Int Future Gohan here, so let's go ahead and take a look at the previous World Tournament banners for JP. So on JP, the banner that introduced the first 3, this is what the World Tournament banner should look like for us on this World Tournament coming up for Global, because these are the 3 units that just awakened, right? So I believe that they are going to be featured on the World Tournament banner. That is what they like to do. Any units that awaken during that World Tournament will be featured on the banner. But because of the EZAs taking up so many of the units on this banner, they're not including other ones, right? So we've got these 3 that are going to be here this time, but notice that we had the Gotenks there. And then on the next World Tournament up, oh, wait, was it the, who was right before that? I bet you it was this guy. Okay, and then we had these 3. So yeah, we'll have to take a look here. I'm pretty sure, let's go back to this. I'm starting to confuse myself now. I've been looking at this stuff too long. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so as far as the order of them being awakened, we had Pan, then we had Goku Black, then we had the Gotenks, and then next up should be the Future Gohan here. So I believe that is true, right? Because on this banner, we had the Pan that awakened during the World Tournament where he was first released. Is that correct? I want to say that they have been doing them in order. So if they have been doing them in order like this, which I'm pretty sure they have, then that would mean that on the next World Tournament, where are we at here? Then that would mean the next one that's slated to awaken is this guy. Because the Gotenks just got his awakening. The only confusing thing about this, though, is that for the previous 2 World Tournaments on JP, this guy has been featured, right? It didn't change. So I'm actually not sure when they're going to switch that up, because they left the Gotenks on the banner, and then you could see they replaced the 3 older awakened units with the next set of EZAs. So now it's 6 of the World Tournament units that EZA'd, and still this Gotenks. So I'm not really sure why they decided to leave the Gotenks here instead of switching this to the future Gohan and having him awaken as well. So yeah, that is a little bit confusing. But it does look like some of this stuff is right around the corner. I'm just not sure what they're kind of still sliding into a new meta here. Like, we don't really know what it's going to look like on the next World Tournament, right? Maybe on the next World Tournament, they'll replace this with the future Gohan, awaken him, and then they'll pull off the 3 originals. So the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan here, Bardock, and then the Super Saiyan Goku that were the first ones to appear on this banner. They'll disappear, and then they'll make room for the 3 new EZA units, and then maybe that cycle will stay for 2 World Tournaments, and then we'll have the Future Gohan here for 2 World Tournaments with those units, and then once we fully cycle the EZA units off, then we'll get a new Awakened unit, and then it will be the Bojack after that. I guess I assume that's how it's going to work. The only thing that doesn't answer is when they're going to jump back here, or when they're going to jump forward again and start including the returning units on these banners, right? So yeah, I'm really not sure when that's going to happen. Yeah, so I guess we'll see. So basically, that's why I'm sad today, because I have no idea. After doing all of my full investigating and speculating, there's nothing giving me any clues about when I'm ever going to be able to obtain this guy. I actually just don't have that information available to me. So really, really sad stuff. I'm so bummed about that. But regardless, I'm still going to put myself through the painstaking World Tournament grind. I do intend to shoot for like top 100, top 50, top 20. So look forward to that. That will be coming soon. But yeah, I'm going to go cry in a corner because I want this guy so bad, and it's just not going to happen for me anytime soon. So yeah, I hope you guys got a lot of valuable information out of this World Tournament video. Hopefully that was everything that I needed to cover. If you have any additional questions for me, feel free to shoot them at me down in the comments below. I am happy to always keep you guys, informed on what's going on. So if you're confused on anything or you need any additional clarification, or if you have any comments about anything that I said, if you have any other information for me that I didn't cover that you know about, then please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me while I rambled. That is going to do it for this one, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace!